Welcome to the podcast, HASSDISCUSSES. I am joined with Zach Rabbit. He is a artist, and I love his work with DJ Six, among other artists. And let's just get right into it. So, talk about diary entry. You just dropped the fourth one, right?
Yeah, I just dropped the fourth one.
What was what went into making the first one? When was that, and what was your life like at the time?
The diary entry series, I came up with the idea because like I'm a rapper that vents a lot, and I felt like at the time, I was talking about shit that I was going through, but I wasn't really talking about, like, I don't know, like how it made me feel, like my mind state type shit.
Yeah,
So it's kind of like for lack of better words, just like an update on how I'm feeling at the moment.
that's good. That's a good mentality. Cause do you like focus on like the lyrics first for that one, or do you more focus on the flow for those type of songs?
I never really focus on flow. That's what I don't know if you noticed, but like my flow is kind of all over the place. I'll flow some way one day, and I'll flow a different way the other day. Is I focus on lyrics, and then however it somehow magically pieces together is just how it's gonna end up sounding.
So you really focus on lyrics mainly.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Now, like what came first, rapping or producing?
Rapping.
When did you get into producing?
Like like after I wrote my first few verses, like they started almost at the same time. But the only reason I started making beats was because I started rapping.
You just started cater to like what you want to make more.
Yeah, it's kind of like I felt like nobody could really produce, like, I don't like type beats, although, like, long ass time ago I got on them,
Yeah,
but like just like any other up and coming rapper and shit. You know, I felt like no beat was really like sounding like what I needed it to sound like for the song. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I started producing the shit.
yeah. So besides yourself, what producer is the best to work with? That you work with really well.
All the producers from 6 Feet Deep, producers from Player Made. Uh, that's pretty much it. I'm a very disclosed person. I don't really work with a lot of people.
So who's in 6 Feet Deep?
6 Feet Deep right now is Lil Buckster, who used to be Sad God, the Sad Man. Then we got Cillian. Then we got Ghost Town. Then we got Anathema. Then we got Mister. Then we got motherfucking, who else is in 6 Feet Deep right now? We got Sacrifice. We just added Sacrifice not that long ago. And we got a couple of real good people in there. I'm kind of drinking right now. I can't really remember everybody right off the top of my head.
It's all
I
good.
fuck
What group is Dead Hippie on? Or is he
That
not in the
hippie
group?
Casket Records. That's his group.
Casket Records.
Closed Casket Records. That's his group.
Yeah, I really like you and his collaborations. Like, how'd you start working with him?
It just kind of happened. Like Lil Buckster was a big fan of Dead Hippie, and he had showed me his music. I was kind of like, damn, nigga, you been kind of holding out on me, man. I ain't, what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I ain't never heard of this nigga before. He go hard. And he was like, yeah, he be on the same type of shit you be on. So he was like, it'd be cool if y'all did a song together and shit. And I was like, I hit him up. Shit, I don't. He's probably like the only person I've ever hit up to actually do music for in a long time. Because like I said, I don't work with a lot of people, and his music was just real, just that real raw gangsta ass shit. Southern, like it had that real thick southernness in it, and I really fucked with it. So I hit him up, and he fucked with me. So that shit just happened.
that sounds fun, man. A lot of your songs are very like they're longer than most. Like I've seen in the music industry, songs have been becoming more shorter and shorter, especially the more popular ones. Why do you make such long songs?
Uh,
I don't say that in a
It's not.
negative way. I
It's
love
not
it,
really.
but I'm just asking.
It's not really an intentional thing. It's just usually when I get on the microphone, I just start venting. When I start writing shit, I start venting, and I get into like this mode where I just start I just start going. So however long that verse may fucking be, like usually when I make beats, I default them at about 6 or 7 minutes because I know I can fit whatever I gotta say into that, and then I'll shorten the beat after I'm done writing the verse. So I end up with like 4 minute, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Some of my play songs are like 6 to 7 minutes.
Yeah. What software do you use to make the beats?
Free Loops.
Or do you use any other softwares for that, or just Fruity Loops?
I've tried other shit. I've always came right back to Fruity Loops. I ain't never used anything else really.
Yeah, Logic's pretty fucking hard. Honestly, I can't with that shit. I just can't.
Yeah, I tried Logic. I tried some other shit because I was going through some problems with my Fruity Loops, but it really wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it, but my Fruity Loops was basically in a nutshell fucking up, and it was really discouraging the fuck out of me because I'll make like a really dope ass beat or some shit, and then like it would freeze or some shit like that. So calm down, boy. And yeah, I started looking into other softwares after that, and then I just came right back to Fruity Loops. I just did a bunch of research and fixed what the problem was and said, fuck it, I'm just stick with this. I've been using the same version too. It's always been Fruity Loops 11. I know it's like 20 point whatever the fuck now, but I've been sticking with 11.
For real, that's cool. That's cool. Um, shit, I was gonna ask a question about something else, but I forgot. But who's your favorite artist to sample?
Like as far as like melodies or
Anything. I
because I don't
mean, you could talk about like like chop and screw and vocal samples, but I mean anything, bro.
I don't I used to, use a lot of vocal samples, but I don't anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because I always felt like it was a doper thing to sample yourself and sample your homies and shit.
Ooh, yeah.
So mostly for the most part, when I do a vocal sample, I'll record the verse and then I'll sample something from the verse that sticks out to me, and I'll loop that sample. And but as far as like melodies and shit, it's like some really old like jazz or some like foreign like Italian music or some shit, Spanish shit. I sample a lot of shit. I intentionally try to dig for samples that nobody else has used, but a lot of the times I find shit that somebody used and I didn't know it because I'm not really into the scene like that. I don't listen to
Yeah.
nobody's music, the homies and shit.
I know you didn't make the beat for this, but are you aware that Blew Up, the fucking Suicide Boys, used the "This Isn't Empirically Possible" in that song that came out like a couple months after, like a year later or some shit? Are you aware of that?
Yeah. I'm aware of that.
That's
Somebody told me.
Yeah, but it's funny because in the comments people are like, "Why'd you use the Suicide Boys sample? Why'd you use the Suicide Boys sample?" And I'm like, man, you made that shit first, and plus you didn't even make the fucking beat. It was DJ Six, so shouts out DJ Six.
Yeah, I've been working with DJ Six for like 6+ years now.
Yeah. Well, when did you first start working with him? Like why? Like, what was the scenario that went into that?
It was like right before I went to the penitentiary, and like I motherfucking I was like I was just starting to like not take music seriously, but like starting to put more time into it because I noticed it was like kind of keeping me out of trouble. And that's like my main goal with music. Like I tell motherfuckers like, I'm not out here to save the world and no shit like that. I'm not trying to write no extreme like deep conscious shit, but like it's more like some therapeutic type shit. So when I hit up DJ Six, I asked him just straight up, I was like, yo, can I use this beat? And he was like, yeah, you can use any beat on my page, bro. I don't give a fuck. So like I've been using DJ Six beats for a long time, and he's also a new member of 6BD, by the way.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shout out to him. Who in the music industry do you look up to?
Kendrick, Earl. I look up to lyricists.
Yeah.
I had a lot of like growing up, I had a lot of Kendrick in my speakers. I had a lot of Earl in my speakers. I had a lot of old school shit. Like, of course, like 3-6. I know most people see that 3-6 influence, but it goes a lot deeper than that. But Cannibal Ox is like this group from New York, and I really fucked with the way they used metaphors for shit. Like one really cool metaphor was like pigeons. Like they used to call themselves pigeons, and it's a metaphor like for like how people look at pigeons as like dirty, shitty ass creatures that like shit on motherfuckers and shit like that. But at the end of the day, they just animals like everybody else trying to survive out here in this fucking world. And motherfuckers picking food up off the ground just to eat. You know what I'm saying? So I really fucked with how they painted a real deep picture, and there was another real big influence for the way I write.
Are you aware that Earl made an album with, I think it was The Alchemist, and they like put it on YouTube under a different name, and none of the fans have found it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's really cool. What's your favorite Earl project?
Probably I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside. Either that or Doris.
Yeah. I'd have to say I really don't want to say some rap songs, so I'm gonna say Doris.
I was gonna say like another one is some rap songs. Like I don't know why I like that album so much, but it's really fucking good in my opinion. I should have said that first, but I don't know why it didn't come to my head till you brought it up.
What'd you think of the new Kendrick project?
I love it.
I gotta listen to it, more in depth, cause I don't know. I gotta listen to it again. But
it's something it's something like it's to me it's like a message to all like black females and black males from the hood. It's like it's a real deep project, and I feel like a lot of people from our culture and that come from the shit that we come from can really relate to it on a deep level. I don't think he was trying to make like anything that you can put on in like rotation. Like I don't think he was really trying to make something like, oh yeah, I'm gonna throw this in the playlist. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to make something to vent out how he was feeling at the moment and like just speak to some motherfuckers on a different level.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna like lie and say that I relate to a lot of his music, but I enjoy it for like, I try to understand it the best I can,
I feel you.
Because that's all I can really do as a music critic is, I don't know, you know what I mean. But yeah. Now you rapped on a Viper beat. Like, did you actually hit up Viper and do that, or was that just a beat online?
No, I found a compilation of like a lot of his instrumentals, and like I just rapped on the first beat in the compilation.
Yeah, are you like a big fan of him, or was that just for fun?
I mean, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I like a lot of Viper's music. Not like the shit post trolley shit, but like you can tell like when he was actually taking music serious, and then when he started shit posting and trolling. It's two different like versions of him, basically.
Yeah, before he dropped two of the same song on the same album. Yeah.
Basically, like he like had this like really cool lo-fi vibe that I really like. Like it's a couple of things like that go into his beats and shit. Like it's just like weird, like ambience whistle type shit in the background.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That shit sounds really fucking cool to me, and I think in my opinion, I think Vipers was really ahead of the curve on that shit. Because there's a lot of people that make like cloud rap and like lo-fi hip hop and shit like that now, but like back then, this motherfucker was dropping that shit back in like 04 or 05 type shit, and like he was like really ahead of the curve on that type of shit because he had the type of equipment to make high quality music, but he chose not to intentionally, and I like that because I choose not to make high quality music intentionally.
Yeah, I understand. I love this distorting shit and just fucking around and shit. Like I I just hate. I've never like used like auto tune or any of that shit on my music. And but the thing about Viper though is it would be a privilege to like be in a room with him making music. Like, and I was glad to have interviewed him and shit, and like have him send me like a verse and shit. Like we worked on some other shit, but one day I want to get in a room with him, and that
Yeah,
shit
I'm
would be
not gonna
fucking.
lie. I didn't know who he was until somebody had like sent me. It was like, hey, this dude like reviewed one of your songs, and then I looked at it. And now like started going through your channel. And I saw that you did the Viper interview. I haven't watched it yet, but I was like interested in watching that shit.
Bro, it's funny. It's so funny. He talks about like how vaccines have like the antichrist mark of the beast in it and shit. It's so funny. You love it.
You good, baby?
Yeah. So what's your favorite way to like promote your music?
I really don't. And when I drop a song, I just post it on my Instagram story and hope that people hear it. Like, I don't ever, do any type of promotions or anything like that. Because at the end of the day, that's not really what I'm doing this shit for. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's cool that like I'm almost at 5,000 followers, and I got like I think it's worldwide. Yeah, it is Worldwide Massacre. Worldwide Massacre is my most top listened to song, and then I got some other songs that's pretty up there. But
Is that the
you know,
Holocaust song?
yeah, that's just at like 200,000 now or some shit like that. And that's super cool. But like, I never really made music with the intentions of like getting big or some shit like that. So it's still kind of the same way. People tell me I should take it more seriously, and I do take my music seriously, but like not in the sense of I'm trying to blow up and make a lot of money off of it type shit.
Yeah, you don't want to be locked into some 360s, whatever the fuck these clowns are getting into. You just want to like independently drop shit and just have fun expressing yourself.
Right. It's like I said before, it's like it's like therapy for me. It's like I don't really talk to a lot of people about shit that goes through my mind and shit. And the only person I talk to is like my notepad and my microphone type shit.
That's hella like that's hella emotional. I fuck with your mindset into this shit, and it's a lot different than the mindset of most of the rappers I interview, because they'll talk about
Yeah.
like, yo, I want to work with like fucking like Kodak Black or whatever the fuck, and it's like, do you really want to? Like,
You,
you
a lot of
know.
people be at the end of the day uh like some of my homies or like people that I know of, like they'll drop a song and won't get that many plays, and they'll be like, "Oh man, that was a flop." You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't, in my opinion, I don't have any flops. I have songs that are like not listened to a lot, but it's not a flop to me because it was never meant to be big as fuck to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Like it's some sort of way for me to get shit off my chest. And if I got something off my chest and I feel a little bit better after making the song, then I accomplished my goal.
Yeah, cause what I find is that whenever I like make, I mean, some songs I make I often go back to listen to, but when I make like a YouTube video, I often don't like a video essay or like I write an article. I often don't go back to it because, as you said about your music, I got it off my chest. You get what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, do you go
Yeah.
back to listen to your shit, or do you not really? You're just like, oh, I'm done with that. Let's move on.
Nah. I'm like my biggest fan probably
Mm.
because that's another reason I started making music. Like it was to get shit off of my chest, but it was also to make something that I wanted to hear
Mm.
because like I said, like with the producing thing, I started producing because people was making beats that I couldn't really, didn't really fit the shit that I was trying to rap about. I started rapping about certain shit because people wasn't writing shit that was relatable enough for me to listen to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like it's times like, I got a song like almost at this point. I have a song for like every situation. If I come to the crib pissed off about some shit, I got a song I can listen to about that shit. If I'm real depressed, like diary entry number 4, if I'm thinking about my granny or some shit, I have a song I can go listen to about it. You know what I'm saying? That will resonate with me on such a personal level because I fucking wrote it. You know what I mean?
I mean, and I really resonate with like how you're explaining how you make music, and it's really inspiring me right now. And Do you have any like announcements about any new music you want to say before we wrap this interview up?
Volume 5 will be coming out sometime this year. I don't have a set date for it because I make music in like phases. It comes with, the feelings. It comes with, how I'm feeling at the moment. So if I'm not feeling shit, I probably won't write shit. But it will be coming out sometime this year. It's gonna be the longest volume. Excuse me. And yeah, I hope people are excited for that because a lot of people like volume 3, a lot of people like volume 4, and I'm hoping I can give somebody else some sort of satisfaction by listening to my music because it feels good to me. Like I said, I never made music with like some sort of expectation to change the world or change somebody's views or some shit like that. It's always been just be venting, but it feels good to me when like I get messages, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody was like, man, this shit, helped me out a lot. It helped me through some hard times or some shit like that. Or somebody's like, I didn't know anybody else felt this way type shit. So I'm hoping I could keep bringing that same energy to y'all with, volume 5.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I'm excited for the new music you got coming soon. It was awesome to interview you, man. Like for real. I'm maybe we'll stop do another one in like another 6 months when you got more music out and shit. But thanks for coming on the
Okay.
show, man. I really appreciate it. I'm a big fan.
No problem, man. I appreciate coming on the show for it.
Yep, links in the description to your music, man, and peace out.
Peace out.